Today we'll be discussing parking violations. Today our presentation will be on parking violations. My name is Antonio Waters. This is Cody Edwards. This is Jimmy Hall. And this is Tatiana Kenyon.
Student came up with a simple but effective way to get parking tickets dismissed. It has already saved drivers an estimated $4 to $5 million. The teenager, Josh Browder, has now gained the attention of billionaire tech investor Mark Cuban. The student talked to John Blackstone in Palo Alto, California in his first national interview and showed us why he has no plans to sell out.
On crowded city streets, few things are more hated than parking tickets. And that has made 19-year-old Josh Browder a bit of a hero to thousands of drivers.
Almost overnight, it went from 40 people, which I was very proud of, to a few thousand, and then it just built up from there.
He's talking about his website, Do Not Pay, which uses artificial intelligence to beat parking tickets. In his case, necessity was the mother of invention.
You get a driver's license, you also start to get parking tickets.
After about the fourth ticket, my parents said to me, "You're on your own, we're not going to help you out anymore." And I didn't have the money to pay for these tickets.
What he did have was computer programming skills. He began learning when he was just a kid. Skills he used to create a robot lawyer, also known as a bot.
If you say hello to the bot, it says hello back.
So this is artificial intelligence.
Very simple artificial intelligence, but the way it works is the bot asks a few questions about your ticket. For example, it will say, were the signs easy to understand? And once it finds out the issue from those responses, it takes down a few details and then places all of these details into a challenge letter, which is sent to the local authorities.
Josh, who just finished his freshman year at Stanford, launched Do Not Pay last September in England. He says more than 60% of users there have gotten tickets dismissed. Now he's come to the aid of U.S. drivers, starting with New York City, where he says even a minor mistake on a ticket can get it tossed.
For example, they say the car is red instead of green. That's very clear cut, and that will get the ticket dismissed.
He sees it as a public service. He says bots can do a lot of good, especially for people with limited resources.
One of my projects is expanding the technology to assist asylum seekers, Syrian refugees in the UK. And the way that will work is the bot won't have to understand Arabic kind of inputs and produce documents in English and also answers to their questions back in Arabic.
Josh has no plans to charge for any of his products and does not sell advertising.
The fact that I can do something that nobody else is doing, even if it's free, and helps a lot of people is really gratifying for me. If there are perhaps other ways to make money, then I'm not against that.
But he's already turned down some big money offers, instead focusing on expanding Do Not Pay to other cities.
I think if anyone puts their mind to it, they can do it.
For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Palo Alto, California.
A lot of people will appreciate you, Josh, for your public service. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, just to give a brief summary of the video, basically a college-age student was sick of getting parking tickets, so he researched how to make basically a lawyer bot to get out of tickets, and he decided to give it out to everyone. It's currently not for most cities, but he's planning to expand it, and he's currently gotten a lot of people out of a lot of tickets. In order to lessen the burden on students, there should be warning for first-time parking violations. Fines and tickets should be lowered for parking violations. There should not be a requirement for parking passes, and there should not be a distinction between resident and student parking.
According to the Kilgore College website student handbook, parking warnings are only given the first 2 weeks of each semester. Even government gives warnings at the discretion of the officer. Just last semester, I got a parking ticket for parking by the building administration building, and it wasn't clearly marked. And in doing that, if I would have got a warning, I would have known not to park there. but instead, I got a $35 ticket.
I believe that fines should be lowered for a case for the Kilgore College Police Department for fines on the campus. Currently, according to the Kilgore College Student Handbook on the kilgore.edu website, fines for most violations are $35, except for handicap parking, which is a $180 fine. According to a report by TCOS.org, 68% of graduating college students from nonprofit and public colleges have a debt on average per person of $30,100. College students do not need huge fines on top of this massive debt that most people have to deal with. Also, another reason for reducing the fines is sometimes the labels for parking spaces that are for residents or students, they fade away, and people that new that go to the college don't see the markings until they park there, and then they get a ticket. And that's not particularly fair in most people's minds to get a ticket for that.
There really shouldn't be any parking passes requirements. I know everybody should have only one parking pass per their vehicle, but some people have more than one vehicle. And sometimes one's for work and one's for recreation, and you really don't want to have to pass your little sticker around, and it only is good for one vehicle, but I choose to take a different vehicle. So when you're passing it back and forth, it rips, it tears, and you lose it, and then you get in trouble for not having it. Also, if you have a motorcycle, like me, you don't want to stick it on your motorcycle because it just looks stupid. It's kind of dumb. You have to, at the end of the year, have to pull it off and take about 3 hours just to get that little gunk off the back because they want to know who's parking there.
The difference between resident parking and student parking is like a lot of parking spaces for residents during the spring, but it's like none over there for the students. And my friend, she usually parks over there, and she finally got a ticket because she never seen like the the markings that residents can't park over there. And so she got like a $35 ticket, and that's like ridiculous. And so she was like really upset about it. But after a while, she finally seen it, but she still parks over there because she's injured.
Some opposing viewpoints to our argument are fines for first-time violations and high fine costs to deter you from committing the violations in the first place, which is the overall purpose of them. But I don't think people usually commit parking violations with the intent to just eat the fine, or they just do it and don't think about the consequences until afterwards. Another opposing viewpoint would be parking passes let the police department easily check for any unauthorized people parked on campus. That is a fair point, but another one is residents need their own parking so the Kilgore Police Department can keep unauthorized people away from the dorms where the resident parking is near. But it doesn't really deter anyone. If they want to go to the dorms and do something bad, they can just walk a little farther.
Another thing with the parking passes, it helps keep employees that work nearby from parking in student parking, so it takes up a lot of our parking spots. But really, there's not too many places that employees work around here that they want to park at a college campus.
Yeah, and if employees wanna park there, all they have to do is just turn the ticket up. I mean, from other places they work, all they have to do is turn the ticket up and just park there for the day.
They don't really take it and turn it into the state, so there's no really repercussions.
There's no repercussions for giving parking tickets. So why have parking stickers when there's no repercussions? And like Tatiana said, also the residents only have certain parking. Like the residents can't park where the regular students park at over here. They have only a certain area they can park in, which doesn't make any sense.
Just sum it all up, we do not believe there should be there should not be a warning first time violation, we think there should be. Fines for tickets for parking violations should be lower than they are now. The distinction between resident and student parking should be looked at and potentially got rid of. And there should not be required parking passes.